Welcome to the Collaborative Canvas, the show where we deep dive into stories, trends, innovation, and shaping our world today in the field of market research, consumer behavior, personal brand, and sales. I'm your host, Ankesh Saxena, and today we are embarking on a journey into the heart of India, exploring a region brimming with potential and promises, rural India. While urban centers often grab the spotlight, it's the vast and vibrant expanse of rural India that holds the key to the nation's future growth. With nearly 69% of the Indian population residing in these areas, rural India is not just a landscape of tradition, but a dynamic arena of economic opportunities, innovation, and development. In today's episode, we will uncover why rural India is considered the dark horse of opportunities and growth. We'll explore its significant contribution to the economy, delving into the booming agri-tech sector, and see how digital penetration is transforming these regions. We'll also highlight the entrepreneurial spirit thriving in small towns and villages, driven by local businesses and ambitious individuals. But it's not just about the statistics and numbers. We'll share inspiring success stories of rural entrepreneurs who are making waves and discuss the challenges they face and the immense potential that lies ahead. From government initiatives like Digital India and Skill India to the untapped potential in renewable energy, tourism, and e commerce, rural India is on the cusp of a transformation. So sit back, relax, and join us as we explore the opportunities and growth in the rural India, the dark horse that's ready to lead the change and the charge towards a brighter and more prosperous future. Today, we have the honor of speaking with Prabal Pratap Singh, the visionary CEO of Smartgram. Smartgram is an extraordinary initiative that is revolutionizing the rural development through sustainable and innovative solutions. By integrating technology and community-driven projects, Smartgrams aims to empower rural communities, enhancing their quality of life and creating new opportunities of growth. Prabal's leadership and commitment to social impact have been pivotal in the success of SmartGram. We're excited to learn more about his journey and the challenges he has faced and the inspiring work being done under his guidance. Prabal, it's a pleasure to have you as today.
Thank you, Ankesh.
So, Prabal, SmartGram is a great initiative, and I can't stop myself, saying the very famous quote of Mahatma Gandhi that the future of India lies in its village. So, with 65% of the Indian population living in village, how do you see the potential of rural India as a significant market for business?
I would like to mold what Mahatma Gandhi said a little bit. I will not say the future of India lies in Indian villages. I will say the present of India lies in Indian villages. I'll give you some numbers. So I'll say Indian wealth lies in the villages of India. If you compare the GDP per capita income of Indian household, so in rural, it's 64,000 per person per capita income. And in urban, it's 1,15,000. It seems a huge gap actually. But if you look at the numbers, it was 10 years or 12 years back. In 2011 and 12, the rural number was 38,000 and the urban number was 72,000. So we can see that the rural per capita income has seen a growth of 70%, while the urban per capita income has seen a growth of 60%. So rural is growing at a more faster speed than urban per capita income. Second thing is that as you also said, 69% of our population lives in villages. So if you multiply 64,000 to 95 crore people, those who are living into the villages, it comes around 60 lakh crore. So GDP of rural India is 60 lakh crore. And if you multiply 115,000 rupees to 45 crore rupees, 45 crore people, those who are living in cities, it comes to 51 lakh crore. So 9 lakh crore money is more in rural than in urban. You can easily say that, okay, people are more than double in rural than urban, but there are people like Ambanis, like Tatas, and bigger conglomerates, those who are living in cities. So in urban, the wealth disparity is not that much that is in cities. If you are taking care of this 51 lakh crore, out of that 10 lakh crore comes from Reliance. So that makes it 41 lakh crore. Up if you keep Reliance aside. 12.45 lakh crore comes from Tatas. So it is around 30 lakhs crore. So the wealth disparity is too much in urban and it's
Hmm.
not that much in villages. So that is why not the future, but the present of India lies in the villages, because people in villages are becoming more and more aggressive about the future, and they are becoming more and more aware about the technology, about the what is happening in the world, and they want to grow. And when a person wants to grow, and if they are not at a particular level, they work extra hard for that. And that is rural India is doing right now.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I think the potential again the lies in rural India. But again, the fact is, you're right. I mean, I love the quote saying that you molded the quote of Mahatma Gandhi to present of India. When Mahatma Gandhi have actually said that, that was long back, like 70 years back, and it has actually
Yes.
changed. It has actually changed, and these numbers definitely determined the fact that. There's a drastic amount of change which is happening in the rural India. And if just roll back 5 years, the events like
So you look at any
demonetization.
sector. So you look at any sector, agriculture, infrastructure, handicraft, the work which is happening in rural, it's not anywhere close to what is happening in urban. So rural is like taking the shape of the country.
Yeah, I couldn't agree anymore. I mean, I know a couple of my friends who started their business in the US. They let the rural India expand more than the urban India. They're still going with those ethnic requirements of the international market by reaching out to the rural India group, and they're I think they're doing a good job. They're letting the culture also roll out into the international market. But again, what I was actually talking about, the like, let's see 5 years behind. Um, in last 5 years, we have seen demonetization, we have seen COVID situations, and the overall, Indian market landscape has drastically changed, particularly in the online transactions and the e-commerce. However, rural India seems to have lagged behind. What do you think are the main barriers preventing rural India from fully embracing these changes?
See, I would again change what you are saying. Rural India was lagging behind 5 years back. Now it's actually coming in the forefront. See, a few days back, the chairman of RBI said that 46% of the online transactions happening in the entire world are happening in India. Can you imagine 46 of the entire world? This can't be happening only due to urban India, because urban India is 45 crores only. Rural India is 95 crores, which is, I'll tell you, the biggest rural population in the world they're having. So every day we are seeing 44 crore transactions happening through online transactions in India. 44 crore is a huge number. This is almost the population of urban India. And if you are talking about the transactions growth in rural and semi-urban India, it is happening by a growth rate of 118% every year. So it is becoming more than double every year. And if you are looking at the percentage of urban and metros, it is growing. It is no doubt about it. It's growing at a very fast pace, but it's growing at 94% every year. So yes, the if you look at it, that bar was very low for rural. That's why they are growing very fast, but they are keeping up with urban centers very fast. If you look at last 5 years, if you're talking about e-commerce, before COVID-19 happened, only 5% of our people, including urban India, was doing online shopping. Now this number is almost 45%. This is huge, like nine
Yeah.
times of 2019. And this, I mean, the whole credit goes to COVID-19, but the change and the way rural India adapted to this change was remarkable. Because, yes, we have to admit that the infrastructure was an issue. And there have been many infrastructural changes. I would like to give it to Reliance as well with Geo. So they made internet to, I mean, accessible to everyone. And now, if you're not even having Geo, if you're having Vodafone, if you're having Airtel, internet is your thing. So if you look at e-commerce also, it is growing at 15% per year now in urban India, but it is growing 22% per year in rural India. So rural India was lag behind, but it is coping up very fast. And it will take some time, and rural India will go, I mean, faster than urban India,
Yeah, I mean, I
because
think
it has a lots to catch up.
you actually rightly pointed out about the accessibility of these telecommunication companies, and definitely technologically advancements or infrastructure. Um, let me pull you back to your one of your articles that I was reading about rural India, the dark horse of opportunities and growth. You definitely mentioned the lack of technological infrastructure and human resources as biggest issue. So I wanted to understand because Smart Gram is actually all about addressing these challenges and the strategies that you've been implementing in to effectively overcome those. So can you just highlight what and how you guys are actually addressing these issues, like technologically equipping the India and rural India and those human resources issues that you're coping up with?
So first, I'll go for the human resource issue. So in 2013, Mr. Kapil Sibal, who was the skill development minister in Congress government before that, he said that in our country, unemployment is not the issue. The issue is unemployability. If you look at like if you look at job portals, there are jobs everywhere. Unemployability is an issue which people are facing right now. Even Smartgram is facing the same issue. We are not getting people uh, at the same qualifications or at the same experience which we are looking for. But we are trying to overcome that by giving them proper training. See, this is a very famous or a very common quote by people, those who are fresher, that अगर experience दोगे नहीं तो experience मिलेगा कैसे, right? So we are trying to overcome this experience wala issue by giving them proper training. We have tied up with a few companies, those who are providing training for our employees are Gram Mitra. See, I'll tell you the technological issue and the human resource issue put together, and we are solving both of them. First, you talk about human resource issue. So human resource, we are appointing Gram Mitra. And these Gram Mitra are people, those who are living in the villages, working from the villages. So they don't want to leave their village and go to a city in search for a job. So we are giving them a livelihood in their village by providing them proper training for work they are doing. And technologically, we are talking about, we are connecting them for the facilities, for the healthcare facilities in their nearby cities with the help of an app. So people have, I've been asked this question many times, that villages, people are not having smartphones, people are not having internet. So how you can connect them with an app? So our answer to that is that we are, I mean, in an entire village of, we are having a population of 1440 people almost in every village of the country. So if you look at it like that, in every village, you can find one person who is having awareness how to use an app. They are having a smartphone and they are smart enough to use that and build a business for themselves. So we are equipping these people, that one person in that village, for the technology, for the business, and we are uh, empowering them. And most of them, I'll tell you, are uh, going to miles. They are working extra hard to make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think
So you,
the
yeah.
way you're utilizing the youth of rural India, because they're the most within the age of like 25 to 34, and they're pretty much they know exactly how to use a smartphone. So challenge of addressing human resource issues by giving them training, and you rightly said, if you give the experience, they'll have the experience, they'll learn about it. I think how about women entrepreneurs in this region? I mean, of course, a lot of times you would be interacting with people, and especially like women who wanted to run their own business and run some kind of shops or probably businesses in the rural India. How SmartGram is supporting women entrepreneurs in the rural areas?
So I'll tell you one thing which I believe: women are by nature more productive and more enterprising than men. If you give them a chance, they will flourish twice or thrice than what a man can do. Because if a man is doing a business, they are having multiple other things in their mind. But when a woman is doing business, they are having ultimate focus on their work. So that is why I'm telling you 40% of our Gram Mitra are women. And we are working with 36 self-help groups. And self-help groups are always comprising only women. So 36 SSGs ke saath we are working in Rajasthan and Haryana, and we have tied up with our partners, those who are providing them loans, easy loans to establish their business as well. Because, when a woman grows, entire family grows.
True.
So that is why, I'm telling you 40% of our Gram Mitra are women, and that's an official number. Unofficially, the 60% Gram Mitra, those who are associated with us, many a times their wives or their sisters are the one, those who are actually working.
Hmm.
So officially, a man is a Gram Mitra, but unofficially, a woman is the one who's working. I'll tell you one thing: when a man earns, it's for the sustainability. But when a woman earns, it's for the growth. So if you go for a middle class family or a lower middle class family, what husband earns goes for the daily life struggles, like बच्चों की fees गई, राशन आया, घर का किराया गया. But when a woman start earning, that goes for the growth of the family. So they have savings from that. They purchase something which they never had. Like they purchase a washing machine maybe, and purchasing a washing machine is a sign of growth. Maybe when wife earns, they send kids to a better school, and that is again a sign of growth. So when a man earns, it's for sustainability of the family, and that is also very important. But when a woman earns, it goes for the growth of the family. So that is why a woman earning is very important, especially for the rural areas.
But tell me something, Prabal. I mean, considering that women's in the urban India are well educated, and we know that our culturally diverse villages, the people are not so inclined of letting the women get education and growth, the entire business and the family together. What impact that 40% of your employee strength or the myths that you have is changing the or impacting the community overall and the business landscape altogether?
So if you look at the VLE market, VLE is a new concept which is called village level entrepreneur. So if you look at the VLE business overall in India, the average active percentage is 5 to 7%. So if you're having 100 VLEs, only 5 to 7 are actively working. In our case, the percentage is 12% actually. So we are having around 250 presence in 250 villages right now. So our average is 12%. But if you look at these 40% women, our average is 17%. So when a woman commits something, that they commit that, okay, we'll be a Gram Mitra and we'll work, they take it more seriously than a man. It may be because of the lack of opportunities they have. So when they have an opportunity, they grab it with both the hands.
I
So,
think
but
rural India
women
is
are working.
actually.
Even our best performing Gram Mitra is a woman from Narnaul.
Yeah, I heard those stories when we met last time. You were mentioning about how far you have actually gone through and how many myths you have actually created and established into certain regions, and specifically states like UP and Rajasthan, which are like very challenging states. Can you discuss some of those initiatives or the projects that SmartGram has focused on contributing to the growth of those villages, and what creative sustainability or sustainable relationships you have created around the rural communities?
Okay. So one thing is that the one of the biggest problem which India is facing right now is the migration of the population, which is happening from rural to urban. Because of that, people are more and more, going to urban, and there are few metros, those who are ready to explode any day. We are trying to do that. That if you ask any person from village or even from a city that, okay, where you want to spend your retirement, most of the people will say in a village, in peace, in calm. Most of the people will say the same thing. I'm not saying that all the people will say the same thing, but most of the people, and people in villages will definitely say that they want to stay in the village if given an option. So people are going to cities in search of jobs, in search of better opportunities, in search of better facilities. So if you provide them all these things, this is what we are trying to do. See, we can't change the entire picture ourselves. So we have started with one section, and that is healthcare. So we are focusing on the healthcare of the people, and in the process of that, we are providing a livelihood to 1 or 2 person officially in the village. And apart from that, see, when a thing is reaching to a village, a product is reaching to a village, there are multiple people, those who are involved into it. There are drivers, those who are taking that product to them. There are distributors, and that distributor is having multiple employees. So in a way, we are impacting many people in that particular village. We are uh, training that one particular Brahmitra for doing the basic assessment of health of a person. So we are providing them a glucometer, we are providing them a blood pressure monitor, we are even providing them an ECG machine by which they can check the health of the people in the village. See, I'll tell you one very basic problem which we are facing on daily basis in villages. That is, if you talk to a person who is like, let's say, more than 50, 60 years of age, if you ask them that, okay, have you checked your diabetes ever? And they'll say, no, I have never checked my diabetes. And when you ask them, okay, I'll check your diabetes and I'll not charge you any money, they will say that मुझे वहम नहीं पालना. So they don't want to check their diabetes even at free, because they feel कि अगर उनको diabetes है भी, तो ये ना पता होना कि उन्हें diabetes है is better than knowing that they are having diabetes, because एक बार पता चल गया तो टेंशन हो जाएगी. But this is a mindset change which we have to do, and this is, absolutely not a problem in urban.
Yeah,
When you go to a city and you talk to somebody कि मैं आपका शुगर चेक करता हूँ फ्री में, they will never say कि वहम नहीं पालना.
I know.
So so mindset एक बहुत बड़ा challenge है हमारे लिए, and we are working with the people and for the people.
Yeah, I mean, that's great initiatives, and I think I truly honor the dedication that you're creating in as a positive social impact, which is truly commendable. And those were the questions that I had in my mind. I think by far we are seeing the rural India scaling by large, and entrepreneurs like you are, helping see that growth, being part of that growth, and overall, um, uh, we all are envisioning where India as an economy heading to. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of another inspiring episode um, of Collaborative Canvas. We had the privilege of hearing from Prabal, the CEO of Smartgram, who has shared invaluable insights into the transformative work being done to empower the rural communities through innovation and sustainability. Prabal, thank you so much for joining us today and shedding light on this incredible mission of Smartgram.
Thank you, Ankesh, for inviting me on the show.
And to our listeners, we hope you find this conversation as enlightening and motivating as we did. Remember to check our Smartgram at smartgram.co to learn more about their groundbreaking work and how you can get involved with them. Thank you for tuning in to the Collaborative Canvas. And if you have enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Anyone, probably Prabal or I, can be able to answer your comments into the comment section, and I'll put some details of Prabal if you wanted to reach out to him at the end of the video. So join us next time for the
Definitely.
more conversations with the leaders who are making a difference in the world. Until then, stay inspired and keep collaborating. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankesh.